They don't know each other. Most of them are in groups where we've intentionally tried to separate them from their peers because we're trying to make them, step outside of their comfort zone, putting them in that kind of leadership role of being willing to go up and talk to people. But the trick is they only have 2 days to try and get to know each other and start building relationships. So these ropes courses, all these obstacles, it's one of the best ways to immediately create a spark between them, immediately get them communicating because they're challenged.
You climb up this beam right here. And once you're at the top, they have like a wooden log. And you have to walk across it while someone else is kind of walking across it too. And you two have to pass each other, like high five, do whatever you want to do to get to the other side of the log. And then once you do, you fall back and you come back down to the bottom.
It's all mental. None of it's physically challenging. It's all in your head.
I was up there and I was like, okay, I'm totally fine. And then I see my body shaking. I'm like, why am I shaking? It was ridiculous. And I sat up there, I'm like, okay, just keep moving 4 more steps. And there's a little voice saying, don't do it. Stop. Don't fall now. And I was like, no, I'm going to keep going. So, I kept pushing back. And that's what you have to do is like just keep yourself strong in every way. Like if you can't go up there mentally, then you can't go up there at all.
We believe in challenge by choice. So we're never going to make any student do something that they're not comfortable with. So we'll ask them, hey, like, how you doing? We as leaders check in with them, making sure that they're feeling comfortable. Like I've had a couple students opt out of like the actual, high flying things, because they're uncomfortable. But for the most part, the kids, because they're building those relationships, do a super great job of actually checking in on each other.
The support's nice if you're freaking out because, there are people there encouraging you on, knowing that they're going to help you get through it instead of you just up there by yourself kind of panicking.
It's so much fun to watch them grow in such a short amount of time because they're placed under pressure.
Hopefully they're challenging themselves, doing a little bit more than they think they can, and trusting the person who's holding them up. I've seen people who started out shaking who have made it to the top, yes. And that's usually because someone that they've decided to trust is there for them, will back them up and help them make it all the way to the top.
It's possible you're going to make a mistake. It's possible you're going to have to apologize and turn to your fellow peers and say, like, my bad. But it's better to know than to be sitting there wondering, what if I had done this or that? I think that's just a great life lesson.
I remember thinking like there's no way I'm going to get past this obstacle, but like slowly me and my partner just kind of helped each other. I'd pull him up one thing, he'd pull me up another, and like we worked together to like accomplish obstacles.
The giant swing, the kids are strapped in and they are pulled up by each other via a rope, elevated maybe 20 or 30 feet into the air. They count 3, 2, 1, the rope is released, and then they swing out over a lake.
You get on the giant swing, you're pretty nervous going up, and you just have to count 3, 2, 1 and let go, and that first fall really gets you, but after that it's, smooth sailing. It's kind of relaxing actually.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of fear happening in their brain of relying on others to pull them up, and then they get to release when they are at their elevation that they like. But definitely you could see that they're scared and kind of release that energy once they start flying through the air.
The exhilaration of like having control over when you drop, and then when you drop, it's just a really cool feeling.
I think more the thought that I wanted to do it, and if I didn't do it, I'd be like regretting it. So yeah, I definitely wanted to give it a try.
The Leadership Weekend experience is a place where students can come and learn that failure is okay and that they are only going to grow from it. They meet all of these people who have similar interests to them. And, whether they're talking about things that we've actually coaxed them to talk about or they're just talking about things that they love, they're finding people that share a lot of the same values as them in regards to music. It doesn't have to be anything outside of music, and yet they're able to find these bonds and build. And I just think that that's so important in our world right now.
Hero.